So yeah, it's just two bros in Mexico. What's up, you guys? We out here in the pretty Playa del Carmen, and just tapping in to let you guys know, how we living. We're gonna be talking about some issues time to time. My name is Ross. That's Felipe.
So
We're from the A, but we out here in Mexico representing. So
beautiful place to be, man. I know y'all can't see it, but this is how crazy this is. We literally can see Cozumel right back there. I know all y'all go on cruise and shit. You know, that's the number one destination that they go to for the most part is Cozumel. So it's crazy, man.
I like costumes, man.
Cozumel, dope.
Is it Buccanos?
Yeah, I think, yeah. But,
Buccanos Beach Club?
yeah,
What's it called?
yeah.
Buccanos.
Santos.
Santos. Santos. It's like for like the kids though, right? You got the activities and stuff.
They got, like 3 pools. It's bigger than what's that? No, it's bigger than that one. And the beach is nice. No, probably one over there. No. Where were we when we had no, that was when they had all like the barriers of water. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
I don't know if that was one more there. I think it was slow.
It's been so many different
I
spots. They
know,
all
right?
kind of blur up,
Yeah.
blur together.
I know it went fly though. The fly but
No, it was Aqua, wasn't it? With the kids.
yeah, okay, yeah, father said.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, yes.
Aqua is crazy.
Yeah.
Still get like the local vibes. It's not as touristy,
Yeah.
but it's still nice.
It's crazy, man. Shit, actually because of COVID. That's the only reason why most people can even consider not like this because everything is virtual. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know when the last time I saw a client in person.
I haven't seen a client in 3 years. So that's the thing. Like I've been down here for 3 years, and my man been down here for 2 years, and we're running businesses that are still located in the States.
Right.
So we'll talk about that
Yeah.
later on, much, 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 much later on. But yeah, you get to spend US dollars in Mexico, they go a lot further.
Absolutely.
And they sell Cubans
Legally.
legally.
Legally. Legally. Straight from Cuba. Not too shabby.
Mhm. Not at all.
Also, one thing to talk about too is the experience of having your children here. I know for me, and I believe also for Ross, it's been a game changer. Like just from, I remember I came down here to visit this dude. We at a restaurant. Of course, he just a brother in paradise. I'm just a brother in paradise in Mexico, however you want to say it. But his kids ordering off the menu. I'm like, wait a minute, I just saw you little dope a year and a half ago. Speaking on the south side of Atlanta, not speaking any Spanish, and they're fluent. You know, the other day I was outside. Jock got a little homegirl that come to the house. Jock is my son. She came to the house. She always buzzed in the door. She speaks no English. And he walked outside to talk to her. I was like, this dude knows Spanish. He knows Spanish.
Picked it up.
Yeah. And like the teachers always saying, like they can tell he understands because like he'll respond. He might not be able to speak, back to them, but for the most part, so it's just crazy, man. And because of this dude right here, my son likes so different. You know,
Because of the pandemic,
that's it.
we had to get up out of there for a second because we didn't know what was about to happen.
Yeah.
And, originally it's funny because we're about to go do a Jaco in Costa Rica and then go to Orgiel for the kids' spring break. So we were about to go to Costa Rica during like pandemic. That was our first option.
Yeah.
And they were trying to charge us daily insurance.
Well,
yeah, it was like $15 a day while you're there in Costa Rica during COVID. So like if you die, they were like, okay, the insurance company is gonna pay for them to take your ass back to wherever you're from. So they didn't have the resources in the beginning. People were just going there and dying.
That's right.
So it was like, yeah, we can't pay $15 a day. So yeah, we just kept on looking. And Playa del Carmen, it came up and the prices were crazy. I think when we first moved here, I mean, we were finding stuff in the ranges between $500 and $1,000 a month. That's when the dollar was a little bit stronger, though.
But still, even to his point, even though the dollar ain't as strong as it was, you'll still get a 3-bedroom house, $1,500 in a gated community, all of that. In Atlanta, that's what about 3 stacks
A month?
Yeah,
Oh, easy.
especially
You're not getting a
gated.
pool on your roof in
Right?
Atlanta
Nah.
for less than like 3 stacks a month.
And that's studio apart.
Yeah, and we're talking about single family unit,
Yeah,
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms,
right.
rooftop pool, 1,500.
1,500. Whole house, 1,500.
Utilities, everything. Like, no, you're not gonna get a better deal as far as like your bang for your buck in the States unless like maybe in the rural areas.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're not gonna have this kind of view for sure. You're not gonna be close to the water.
Yeah, something I ain't tell you. I just hired a house manager.
Hold on, a house manager. What's
House
that?
manager.
Like
She
you got like a what was that dude's name from the Fresh Prince?
feel like a butler.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Chi. You got a Chi.
Yeah, so she live in the house Monday morning through Saturday. She do all the cooking, do all the cleaning, take care of the job. She a nanny, housekeeper, anything I need her to do. You would not. You don't want to know what to do.
If I had to guess, I would say you probably pay her about 200 a week.
Listen, man.
100.
I was gonna get a nanny again. I said, she just started this week, but I had a Columbia homegirl that was like, she'll sleep in needs help. Cause this mean drop down, you know what I'm saying? Like it's on cooking, cleaning,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Doing everything. So I was gonna hire the nanny back. But I kept thinking, I was like, nah, when I had the one, I was like, I was paying them at least. They work 5 days a week. I was paying them by saying like, as you calculate the ass number, I mean, it's close. And they ain't working nowhere near the number of hours.
So hold on, she cooks, she cleans, takes care of job,
Takes care of job.
she teaching them Spanish.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's doing well, dog. Like, it's like,
So this is like the single dad cheat code.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because literally, she's helping you to maintain the house,
Yeah.
keeping everything organized, making your life easier, teaching your son, Spanish.
Yeah, she organized with the contract. Like,
Does she know how to cook?
She do know how to
I mean, can she cook?
Yeah. She just,
She official. She just making like nachos every day.
she's cooking whatever else she cook, man. And I was like, that alone to work the weight because it's basically got a perfect chef.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like she yeah, but that was I can pass it up. And I said I try to see how it works. It's been smooth because I was kind of, and they got somebody in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yeah, it works, man. Because I mean, wake up in the morning, my God,
You know what?
bacon and eggs.
I think with us being from the States, we're just always skeptical of people.
Yeah.
But I noticed this my experience here. Like, I really haven't had no issues as far as like petty anything, like petty shit. Like, nobody ever stole anything from me. I leave my phone out when I go work out, go run the lab. I'm talking about I can't even see my shit, come back, my shit's always there. I don't pay attention to it no more.
Yeah.
It's different because, let the media tell it. We about to get our heads chopped off.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every time there's a news alert, you get a phone call still.
Yeah.
That's kind of a
Yeah, man. There's a reason why. I want you to name one place in the U.S. that can top this view right here. Just one. Just one.
Don't say Miami, Sean.
Yeah, please don't say Miami.
It's not the same.
No, and also, Miami water ain't blue like that. I've been to Miami many times. Don't say man free. But the U.S. does have their original place. I'm not gonna disagree with that. But the quality of life, you're not running. It's not, you could basically just chill and just live life like I've heard it. If I was in Atlanta right now having a meeting, I'd be in a suit and a tie,
all pressed, been in traffic for 20 minutes, coming
Right.
out the car, pissed off.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a different vibe.
Yeah, that plays a major factor for me, just being able to walk everywhere, man. Being centrally located where, the grocery store across the street, the restaurants downstairs, the beaches, 5-minute walk, the Deportivo, the track, everything's close. That made my life a whole lot easier. Not having to worry about where I'm driving to and what I'm gonna be doing as far as trying to get through traffic and all that shit. I don't have those kind of concerns anymore.
The whole time we worried about traffic, I think that's gone.
We go to the airport.
Go to the airport. But they done fixed the highway. They done fixed the roads on the airport now, so they ain't this almost.
Yeah, it's gotten better.
Yeah.
It was a big ass cenote that had created the road real good. Like when we first got here, like maybe about 6 months after we first got here. So yeah, they were working on that, but they got it all fixed up. Yeah, and there was a period of time it was like one lane. Then you had to cross over because literally a cenote was under the highway. So for you guys that don't know what a cenote is, I'm gonna let my friend explain what is a cenote. Cenote is I didn't know what it was either before I did, but how would you describe?
This is the way I always tell people. Now, if you're from the A, don't literally think about this, what I'm about to say. I tell people to imagine, no, actually, that'll get back to it. It's basically I call it more it's like an inverted cave almost. Imagine going to like you're like a local lake, and that's still a bad description. But it's basically like an inland body of water. Typically, it's kind of cavernous, like because it's not like on edge. Yeah, it's just not because on the cause it's not water and dirt. It's like water and like
It's like an underground cave, like half
yeah,
filled up with water, like,
yeah.
and it's fresh. That's not from the ocean. So literally, it's like rainwater that's accumulated and built these man-made lakes. And I mean, they've been there for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. But the thing about this area is there's thousands of cenotes everywhere. Sometimes when they fill, they're not checking to see how deep that cenote is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally like when they had the pyramids and stuff. Like if you go to Koba, their irrigation system was built under village, and same with cenotes, they literally were connected. And that's how they were able to like engineer, like saying, the spaces for water. I'm saying accumulate where they took their baths and where they bathed. Yeah, underground water system, man. They were planning the cities around the cenotes.
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing. There's so much history here. The ancients. Matter of fact, man, what's the last good book you read? I have my daughter. She's reading this book called They Came Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. That's Ivan Van Sertima. Literally talks about, migration of Africans to Mexico and throughout Latin America thousands of years ago. And, he's a beautiful professor. I want to say about this. But anyways, he dedicated his whole life to the history of Africans. So anyways, I got my daughter went to the museum in Mexico City to show her like all the Olmec heads, all that stuff. But it was cool because the way they tell the story is the same. Like, people from Africa here.
Right.
That whole 1492, Christopher Columbus or whatever. Yeah, whatever I don't even know how the line goes, but they don't teach that shit here. That's a big thing for me with the education of the kids, giving them the truth.
Yeah, that's one of the things that it is very eye opening. Like when you go to like a museum here, and you will see, like for instance, there's a park called Esquerra. They had for actually Three Kings. They had a display of, and they had Three Kings showing. Well, the Three Kings look like me and his brother here. We had the Three Kings in the U.S. You already know what they look like.
All right. It would be blonde hair,
Right,
blue eyes, looking like Brad Pitt.
right. You know, and if it's accurate, that's cool. But we all know it's not. And you tell that they know who we are, like as a people, like and most of us don't.
Yeah, I mean that's real deep because like I remember I went into the Avis to rent a car, and I was in Chatham. I was in Chatham, and I was like, man, this map is a little bit different. So it had all the tribes. It had like the Aztecs, the Mayans, but then it went up to America. It had the Cherokees, Sioux, the Blackfoot, the Seminoles, and it went up to Canada, and it had the tribes up in Canada. I was just like, yo, I never seen this map. Like 40 years old. Like, why haven't I seen this map? Like literally the map had from Canada to South America, all of the different native tribes. And then it made me realize like, oh, so it's a real possibility that all these tribes prior to, colonization, they all probably did commerce, they all for sure. Yeah. They were traveling to Texas, traveling, saying, going up to Mississippi. That was like the Nile River.
Yeah, one no such thing as hey, look, this is America, this is Mexico.
Right.
We just hey.
But it makes you also wonder why they have pyramids here, South America, Central America, not in America.
There's some, and I've heard this before, and I can still point because there's pyramids Mexico City. The pyramids more northern than Mexico City. I was reading some of these, like 7,000. Like there are a ton of pyramids Mexico. Mm-hmm. They're even discovering pyramids. To tell y'all how undeveloped Mexico is, they're still discovering pyramids
every day,
because they're covered in vegetation. So to his point, it's like what, like Indian mounds. So like, was it really a mound? Was it a mound? Or was something called wolf?
He went into the Sphinx.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm
trying to destroy it
because even if you look at like old pictures of like California, how developed California was, not of course not, but as far as the way that I don't know what tribe it was, but I saw some renders. Like it's like a normal city. Just like if you go to Coba or any of the pyramids down here, they actually have builders in that have functions and stuff like that. So it's like it makes you wonder, where's some of the stuff in the US?
It's there. They hide it. Man, they had this thing when I was in Georgia, I had a buddy of mine, and he was Washita boy. That's what he used to call himself. Shout out to Beth. And he was like, they got these mounds, like Washita man. They were in Georgia, but that's what they were. They were covered with dirt, grass, and they would not excavate the land to see what was under it purposely. But they knew, basically this was a mound built by the natives. The thing is with America, there's a narrative. Oh, let me take it back. United States. There's a narrative that anything that was created that was brought any value was made by Europeans. That's such bullshit. I mean, it's literally the biggest bullshit lie that's still told. Because there's wonders that's all around this world. Civilizations that were created all around this world that have ancient technologies, mathematics, science, all of that. But they don't want to acknowledge it at all. And it's really to their detriment because, I mean, when you lie to people constantly for over an extended period of time, when they learn, then they're just like, okay, well, I can't take you serious ever again. You done lied to me about all of this. How can I ever take you all the way serious?
You got to think about it. I mean, the Egyptians, a lot of the like African nations and stuff, like you said, like they were here. They knew that the world was round.
Right.
So in order for you to navigate clear across the ocean successfully to get here, you had to be on some stuff. We ain't talking about 500 years ago, 300 years ago, 100 years ago. We're talking about thousands of years ago.
We gotta look it up because I don't want to mess up the name because you guys are gonna ask me what is this guy's name, and it's Abu Bakr. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. So Abu Bakr was the older brother of Massa Musa, Everybody heard of Master Musa.
Yeah.
But you ever heard of his older brother?
Oh.
Basically, what he was known for is he traveled the world. And I'm going to look up how many times he actually traveled via ship to globe. This is pre-Columbus. This is probably about a couple thousand years.
Yeah, so much stuff, man. How's everything, man? And people are waking up, though. That PR campaign so serious.
Myself a car. That's his name. He led a large fleet across the Atlantic Ocean and never returned. He never came back to Africa. Now, in Wikipedia, it says the possible instance of pre-Columbian transoceanic contact. Possible. See how the language is always possible, always factual. Man, so wrote about it. He wrote about it. This was his OG. This is the one that put him on the hit. And the thing is, it's like, you'll never hear that in your history class. I mean, I don't even think I knew who Manson was until college.
Yeah. Sound about right, man.
So, that with the collection of pyramids and museums that actually reflect truer history.
Yeah.
When you expose your children to that at such a young age, I mean, their disposition towards the bullshit is like, yeah, you're full of shit. I can't take you serious. And it's a good thing to have, especially as a young adult, because nowadays I think, a lot of these kids, they're just so comfortable.
Yeah, and they're being conditioned. I mean, if you somebody one of these kids on YouTube, like the conditioning. Sit there and watch YouTube with your kid for a day. Pay attention to the shows. Like I'll watch something like your job. I understand you're a kid, like you don't see what's going on.
Right.
But then I look at, they ain't got no issue with nobody or sexuality, race, none of that stuff. But I do realize that, like, a lot of us, the content that they see is just like that's all those shows.
There's kind of like boxing or granddad big.
Or the host of the show is not, like, he's more like, like kind of soft, happy-go-lucky, soft. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right, and that's okay. Like, again, like, I don't care, like, I ain't, but I also think these kids need to see, like, real men doing real things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, hunting, fishing, chilling, talking business or whatever. Like, it's, I think it needs to be balanced right now. There's in society, talk about toxic masculinity. I don't know if there's such a thing as toxic masculinity.
There is such a thing as toxic masculinity. When it comes to the point of harassment,
yes, that's
toxic masculinity. As far as a man being
a leader.
Well, I don't even say leader, but maybe forceful in his tone.
But what I'm talking about is that a lot of times they use the word
to try to lump it all together.
Yeah, a man that's a leader.
Right.
Like, I lead confidence, you lead confidence. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're leaders. And I lead my household. If I'm like, come lead myself. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But I don't lord over my own.
Yo, if you were in corporate America, you would probably be labeled a toxic.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And trust me, there are people out there that I've encountered before I became in my early 20s.
Yeah, what's today's date? This is the 7th? This is February 7th, right? Next week is Valentine's. Okay, so it's February 7th, 2020. We just got to put that out because it's a Wednesday. So it's not the weekend. Like, we really live, we're business owners, and we're here and our teams are making money, we're leading the teams to make money, to make a living for their family, and we have to make shit happen.
That's it.
So, yeah, the toxic masculinity sometimes gets misconstrued, to your point.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with, and I get it, you know what I'm saying, women's liberation and all of this, women, I do think equal rights for everybody.
Equal pay.
Equal pay. But also there is a reason why man is stronger. Like, we all have our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to just life.
Capacity.
Right, you wouldn't want to have they did a study people talk about, like gender equality, stuff like that. Gender equality, I have 100% for it. But you do not want, quote unquote, gender equality as far as competition. If you try to put women and men, somebody might be offended by what I'm about to say. Who cares? But
Make it true.
if you had, let's just say the NBA and the WNBA said we're going to merge and we're going to take the best players from the WNBA and the NBA. How many WNBA players do you think are on the NBA roster? 2.
Maybe.
And that's pushing.
And that's the ones that can shoot really well.
Yeah, there will be shooters. But then you also got to be thinking about when they get beat up by a man. That's a whole other issue right here. Yeah. But it was something I was reading where they had, done, basically like the research. The fastest man in the world versus the fastest woman.
Mm-hmm.
The fastest men. The fast woman still float up. I think that's what they concluded or something.
Talk about she's faster than the new girl.
I don't know, but whoever it was. Make it okay. They put the times up there. You put the woman on there, and it was like she was like number 7,000.
7,000?
But it was high. Now I know somebody might come in or whatever, put something in it, whatever. At the top, what I will tell you, she was not in the top 100. She's probably in the top 1,000.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that like I have a daughter that plays basketball. I would not want her to be playing against LeBron James. You know what I'm saying?
For what? What are you trying to prove?
Right. And then also what you got to think about is that I don't know what the average height of a WNBA player is, but I guarantee you he is not 6'5", 6'6".
It's not at all.
It is nowhere near there. And they don't have the strength. So what I'm saying is that I think we have to be realistic in what we're comparing as it relates to the genders. If we're in the job, yes, all should be fair. Talking about, and I'm using the word fair, but if you're talking about sports, you want to have women's teams and men. You don't want to do this mixing of, because it won't be fair. It won't be competitive at all. And then you're going to go back to where there are no women basketball players. There are no women track athletes, maybe a handful, but there's a reason why they're separated. And now we're seeing this in real time when you bring, about to say something.
Hey man, it's just two bros and let's go. Let's speak your mind.
About to say something. And again, I have nothing against anybody, but when you look at what's happening with women's sports, when you bring like a trans athlete into the sport, like in track and field,
mm-hmm.
and you're seeing like these guys that weren't really good as men track and field athletes. They come into the women's.
Oh, you talking about they putting on the weave and then they go run the race? Talking about that?
I'm talking about the ones that's truly they don't transition.
Oh, they transition.
Yeah,
they're not wearing a weave. Oh,
maybe they are.
They done chopped it off.
Maybe they are. Yeah, and
they're doing this in high school.
And then, there's.
I'm sorry, I'm far removed.
Yeah, they're dominating the women's. They're because they still got. I don't care how much you do. They still have grown up with testosterone. You can't remove everything that has occurred, for the transition.
Let me ask you a question. Why do they want to push that in the States, you think? Why?
Whew. I don't know if I want to answer that question right now. Make sure I got to take it somewhere.
Bro, answer it. Don't hesitate, man.
Hey,
I got you. Residents.
Hey, man.
And we got the accents, man. Speak the truth, man. Speak the truth.
I want you to chip. This is delicious.
Why?
We will see y'all after this March.
Two bros.
Man, like it's a lot going on, man. And talk about like even COVID. America got this election coming up. It's a lot going on in the U.S., man.
It is.
It's a lot going on, man.
Okay. Let's talk politics for a second.
He won't leave it alone, y'all.
So the politicians in America right now, they're fighting for your vote. Everybody is saying, "Oh, you got to go with this guy. He's gonna end the rights for women, or you had to vote against this guy because he's going to end the rights for women. Then you got, oh, we got to make sure that all the genders get treated and all the in-between genders get treated well. Was that how you term it, in-between genders? Whatever. I'm not politically correct at all. So I still need to be educated.
Other genders like this.
Other genders. Okay. But when it comes to the actual politics of what's going on in America, it seems like they're distracting from the bigger issue. The biggest issue to me, as far as what's going on in America right now, is the genocide of innocent women, children. The Palestinians are being eliminated from the face of the earth because the retaliation from those people is going to linger for decades. That's the biggest issue. But when I see the politicians talking right now, they're still talking about gender neutrality or whatever's going on.
Don't forget Ukraine.
Ukraine. Oh my gosh.
They still talking about Ukraine. They
Talking about Ukraine.
they talk about Ukraine, but everything going on in Palestine, they like, oh yeah, look at what they did. No. If you look at a map over the last 40 years of the amount of people that have been killed in Palestine versus what happened in Israel, like,
Let's see my Miss Khalifa. All right. Y'all want to hear what's really real? The politicians are banking in America on people not being educated. They try to keep people in a bubble as far as when it comes to their thoughts. Distract you from the real so they can do stuff behind the scene. The thing is that when you really get into the nitty gritty and start to dissect what's the differences between the Republicans and the Democrats, it's not too much. For instance, both of them get money from the same families. One might get a check for $1 million. One might get a check for $3 million. But they're being funded. And the reason that they hedge their bets is because somebody has to win it. When the winner is determined, then it's the good. I gave you $3 million for your campaign.
that's it. Chestnut checkers.
Chestnut chips. It's politics, right?
Politics.
I think that's all they still in the
The same works. It's the same bird, man.
Ooh, I say.
Do you want this almond at all? It's still roast.
So for a person that's trying to figure it out, they're determining or they're banking on their livelihood being better if a Democrat gets in office or a Republican gets office or a Republican gets in office versus a Democrat getting into office. Do you really think their livelihood is affected by politics?
I think to a certain extent, but most of the time that's really going to apply to like business officers, like, because they changed the tax law or whatever. But there needs to be a greater emphasis on just local elections, the local and state elections.
Right.
That's where everything happens. Who's sitting in Congress? State representatives. So if you got a bunch of people that's,
Sitting here with my boy, two throws in Mexico. We're gonna start talking some knowledge on you guys because we're living in Mexico and everybody wants to know like what, how, why, where, all of that stuff. But Donde. Yeah, man.